Meeting you where you are. The meaning behind the slogan is that we meet the community where they are, on their journey towards holistic health, a plant-based lifestyle, and veganism, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. We do this through people, food, events, and culture. Our 6 pillars are earth, eating, education, empowerment, enlightenment, and events. We are Black Veg Society.
We are live. Thank you for tuning in. Let me help you, a loved one or friend, find your vegan soul through food, people, events, and culture. We are in the final week of Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month. So, who are you voting for in the best food, dessert, and beverage categories? Talking about culture. We're going to talk about culture today. We are returning to motherland Africa to find out more about this Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. Africa is going vegan. Our guest today is going to give us the deep. Welcome, Nabaasa Innocent of Thrive Africa. How are you, Nabaasa?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's so fabulous to see you again. I know you all been working hard over there at Thrive Africa. What is this Africa Vegan Restaurant Week?
Thank you so much, Naijha. And firstly, it's such an honor for you to host Africa. Thank you so much and giving me an opportunity to talk about the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. My name's Nabaasa Innocent, and I am the Africa Regional Coordinator. I'm the Africa Senior Manager of Thrive Africa, and I'm honored, and I'm also the co-founder, and I am the one coordinating the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. So what is the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week? So basically, Africa Vegan Restaurant Week is a celebration of plant-based eating in Africa. So let me give a little bit of explanation. So as Africans, we get together, whether individuals or whether through our organization, and we work or partner with restaurants that are vegan or serve vegan dishes on their menus. And what we do, we promote them. Promote them on our social media, promote them on our websites, we promote them on our channels. And whoever wishes to participate has been registering on our website. And I'm glad you're showing our websites right now. So if you're tuned in right now, our website is Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. You're going to find that form. There's register here, and you can register. The good news is that we are just a few days away, because on Monday, the 2nd of September, up to the 8th of September, we are beginning the 2nd edition of Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Can you talk about who's participating? Well, first, why you're doing this in Africa, and then we can talk about who's actually participating.
Thank you so much, Naijha. Who is participating? Everyone in Africa is participating right now. Anyone that wants, for as long as you believe in the cause of veganism, you believe that animals, have a right to live. You believe in plant-based eating, whether it's for the animals, whether it is for your health, or whether it is for the planet. You are allowed to participate. And actually, registration is not closed yet. Like I said, you can still go and register on on our website. And if you want to know who else is participating, you can use our hashtag Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. You can know who's participating in Africa. You can know who's participating in your country, or within your vicinity. So everyone is allowed to participate. Even you is watching this right now and you wish to participate, Please, let's do this for the animals. Join us, let us celebrate. Of course, it's basically a partnership between individuals and organizations and restaurants, or chefs, by the way. If you're we have independent vegan chefs, or if you're a chef that on your menu you're okay, you're open to having some vegan dishes, you can as well participate. Or even if you do not have any vegan dishes and you are open, you're open, to a new audience, you're open to having new clients, please come through. Just go for www.africaveganrestaurantweek.org and you can register and you can participate. And in case you have some questions, here we are. Just send us an email, africaveganrestaurantweek.org, and we will respond promptly and give you all the details. And you know what's more interesting, Naijha, is that before the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week, we did an accelerator, and we equipped Africans or anyone that wished to be part of the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week with skills. Like, we didn't just do this, we held an accelerator. We gave them tips on how you can mobilize restaurants, on how you can mobilize for other partners. Thrive Africa even gave people an opportunity to apply for a grant, to make sure that this cause is fully supported. And whether you got a grant from Thrive or you didn't get a grant, you can still participate. Like I said, for as long as you have interest, in promoting the well-being of animals, especially farmed animals, you are who we are looking for.
I love it, Nabaasa. I'm looking at the website and looking at some of the players and supporters and people that are engaged with this African Vegan Restaurant Week. Can you talk to me about some of the people that are involved here? We have Thrive Philanthropy and Vegan Hub. Sometimes there's an image that this stuff is not happening in Africa. Like, it's just, you're not going vegan in Africa. It's impossible. That's all they do is eat meat in Africa. I'm looking at the supporters here. Are all these supporters based in Africa?
Oh, yes. Thrive Philanthropy is basically like our mother company, and some of those organizations you are looking at right now, they are the organizations that are participating. Vegan Hub, I think that one is from Kenya. EAAW, that one is from Tanzania. Like, from all over Africa. We are in North Africa. We have organizations in Egypt. We're in South Africa. Have organizations in Zimbabwe, in South Africa. We are in East Africa. We have organizations in Uganda, in Kenya, in Rwanda. We are also in West Africa, organizations in Nigeria, and interestingly, more organizations are still registering, to participate. That is what is making this more interesting. And Naijha, I can tell you, we have during our accelerator, we had over 300 participants that are equipped knowledge on how they can launch their own restaurants related outreaches, and whether they are participating in the restaurant week or not. We are happy as Thrive Africa that we gave these people knowledge, we gave them an opportunity, and whenever they are ready, whether this year or next year, they can launch their own restaurant campaign. And as of now, the people that are participating, we have about 45 organizations that are registered.
Okay, well, we wait for Nabaasa Innocent. Okay, Nabaasa's coming back. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. Yes, so I was saying we have over 45 organizations that have registered to participate. And in addition to that, we have about 30 organizations, 30 plus organizations that are participating. And for the restaurants, they could be over 100. You imagine some countries have 10, 5, 20, 30. This is so amazing, Naijha.
I'm so impressed. When I was contacted by you to do a couple of presentations, I don't know if did 2 or 3 for the Africa Accelerator on the work that we're doing here in Maryland for the Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month. I would have never imagined when the day we started with a Baltimore vegan restaurant week and then a Maryland vegan restaurant week and then a Maryland vegan restaurant month that I would be contacted by the motherland to share the best practice. Like it was never a thought in my head. So it's really amazing to
Yeah.
see what all you're doing out there through Thrive Africa with the accelerator, with the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week, and even with the African Vegan Women Leader Initiative. It's an incredible work. Can you talk about any of the challenges that you yourself, as a senior co-manager, are facing or face, and how you're overcoming this on the continent?
Well, firstly, thank you for responding to a call from home. We do appreciate that. And we're like, Naijha's our own, and she's been doing that in the USA. And we knew definitely we could pick some tips from you. And thanks for the guidance. And you very well know that the accelerator participants so much appreciated your support. And knowing that, like, you're doing this fall for a month and we are doing it just a week, like, big ups to you, are doing great. Yeah. Like a week, you feel like, oh my God. But then you're doing this for a month and you've been doing it for years. We are proud of you. Yeah. So, challenges. Of course, challenges are there. So, the word vegan itself always comes off as new when it comes to Africans. Like, vegan, what do you mean? Like nothing, not even milk, not even honey. Like, yes. Do you mean vegetarian? Like, no, I mean vegan. I don't mean vegetarians. So I basically have to explain everything to them. And but I like the fact that most of the cultures in Africa, we are people who grow. We are farmers basically. I can give an example of Uganda, where I come from. Um, the backbone of Uganda's economy is agriculture. It is farming. Over 75% of Uganda's population, we are into farming, and mainly subsistence farming, by the way. So, meaning that farming, of course, farming here, I'm talking about both crop farming and animal agriculture farming, which I'm not proud of, unfortunately. But then, because it is how we grew up and it's been part of our culture, naturally we have a relationship with farmed animals. If you moved, for example, to like Western Uganda and met some of these pastoralists, the relationship they have with animals is crazy. That they feed together, they eat together, they kiss, they hug the animals listen to them, the cows listen to them, the hens listen to them. So, and I'm always like, look at that, look at that relationship. You want to kill that for food? And like, you trigger someone's emotions. They're like, why am I doing that? Like, and it's been easy to sell this idea. Of course, like, what I mean is selling a new idea or introducing a new idea, to people is not easy. It takes years for them to conceptualize and understand the message you're talking about. And of course, without saying that's Western influence, because we've faced that a lot. But we've brought it up in such an interesting way, like through the culture or traditional perspective of, you've always had a great relationship with these animals. So why do you want them dead? And someone be like, I don't want it dead. And you tell them, like, you record a video, for example, of like how there's one of like the biggest challenges here in Africa and in urban areas is the inhuman transportation of these animals when they're taking them to slaughterhouses. So lots of meat consumption happens, again, an example of Uganda, like, happens in the central or in the capital city, which is Kampala, because consuming meat and drinking milk and eggs, like, it's more like a luxury, and it's a privilege of the rich, which is different from the West, I am told.
Right, right. How did
Yeah.
that happen, though? Like, with
It's very interesting. It's very,
why is
very
that a
interesting.
luxury? Who made that idea up?
It's so crazy. So the people in the rural communities are grazing the cattle, they're keeping the hens, and they are transporting them to the center because they cannot afford, to kill a cow. You understand? Not because they are so compassionate, but because they cannot afford. They rather sell it, and a cow can go for up to $1,000. So they rather sell it, and so the inhumane transportation, when these goats and cows and sheep mainly are being moved in these trucks, they are tied by their hooves, they're tied by their mouth, they're tied by their tails, and it's a very painful experience. So anytime you like on a personal note, I come across such heartbreaking instances. I record videos and I post. Yeah, I post on social media, especially Twitter. Twitter is kind of common here, and that's why you find like most people who love to engage into conversations. And everyone's like, we condemn this Ministry of Agriculture. Where are you? And I'm like, you're condemning this, but the best way to condemn this is by going vegan.
Right.
Because this is happening. Because you want to go to the supermarket or to the butchery and purchase some kilograms of meat. So that's why this is happening. So we tend to tell them about it, and you trigger someone's emotions, and I can tell you the movement is growing. You know what is more interesting is looking at how many organizations have registered like to participate in the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week this year. So what we did this year, because of having more organizations registering, we said maybe how about we see how we can have regional collaborations. How do we have organizations in East Africa, and then break it down to organizations in Uganda working together. So we put them into groups. Groups in South Africa are working together, in West Africa, in East Africa. So
I
thanks for
love
that.
it. You're speaking my
Thank you.
language.
Oh yeah, we're working together with you from USA. Now we're working. You see, like how the whole movement is growing. So
Yes.
in Uganda, in particular, we had a meeting last week on Monday, and we had about 9 organizations saying, "Hey, let's work together. Let's organize the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week together." Last year, we were about 2 organizations. I remember it was Uganda Vegan Restaurant Week and Theater Foundation. 2. Now there are 9. Can you imagine? Look
I
at that
love it.
growth.
I love it. What are they
Yeah.
actually making? What are some of the dishes that we will find in some of the different countries on the menu, like that you're aware of?
Yeah, so our menus are very diverse, and what is interesting here, it is rare to walk into a restaurant and. Of course, if you say I need vegan, they may say we do not have. But there's what we call local food. Like almost every restaurant is serving local food because the vegan food is like our local food. So
Right.
mainly, what you will definitely find on any continental breakfast, any buffet, you'll find beans, you'll find green peas, you'll find ground nuts, you'll find a vegetable, like a vegetable sauce and all that. You'll have pumpkin soup, you'll have tomato soup. Like it's a variety because Uganda is known for, we are known for like our fertile soils. I mean, not just Uganda, most of Africa, especially the countries crossed by the equator, we are known for fertile soils. We're known for good climate that supports crop growth. So you'll find most of these foods. But then, and because most of those foods have been linked to the poor, to the less privileged, so we decided to say, how do we veganize more meals? How do we make them more tasty, more yummy, and make them look more beautiful? So now the tofu is becoming popular. Initially, like 5 years ago, you wouldn't walk into a supermarket and ask for tofu, even be like, what is tofu? But now I can actually find tofu. Yeah. And you know what is interesting? Like we're growing soya bean everywhere, but the soya bean that we grow is not actually food for the animals like it is in the West. So the
Right.
soya bean, we roast it. We roast it like how do I say, and just eat it as how like roasted groundnut. So we roast the soya bean, and you
Yes.
can find it almost.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, yeah. So it's a snack. But now tofu is coming through, and like even my children love it. They always ask, "Hey, mommy, when are you preparing for us tofu?" So like, okay, now that's one. And we're also introducing the soups. Like mushrooms are very affordable. They are so much here. So we are introducing the soups. I can find like a kilo of mushrooms at $1, you know. So we're introducing mushroom soup, tomato soup, and pumpkin soup. And these are some of the soups that we are gonna find at the restaurant week. Like, different organizations are mobilizing the restaurants, and what we do, we are sharing with them unique recipes. We try to even borrow recipes from countries elsewhere, from from USA, from Europe. Like, what recipes there, we're going on the internet, and then we are sharing with them these recipes. That, can you try out this recipe? Can And chefs are good at creating, and they're so interested, you know.
I
So
love it.
it's like, it's the meals are becoming so many. And we're making it tasty, because we wanted to take away this whole perception that vegan dishes are for the poor, vegan dishes are boring. We are making rainbow plates, I can say, very
I
colorful.
love it. I like what you're saying, because as soon as you said, people's perception is vegan dishes are for the poor. I remember talking to a well-known comedian here in the States that said, I was vegan when I was broke. Now I'm eating steak. Like, this whole re-educating that eating vegan means that you're broke. Like, we have so many more options, because you're speaking globally now, so many more options for grains and beans and fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, like all over the world, totally better than a few meat options that are
Yeah.
destroying the world as it is with the animal agriculture. So it's so exciting to see how can people connect with you directly, Nabaasa? What do you have going on personally? I know you said you the Uganda Vegan Society, right? Are you
Yeah,
heading
yeah.
that? Okay. How do people connect with you directly? I'm going to share the site again for the African Vegan Restaurant Week. But yes, let us know how we can get in touch with you, and what are some things that we can look forward to come in the future.
Oh, yeah. So to get in touch with me directly, you can send me an email, nabasa.innocent at thrivephilanthropy.org. And my email is as well on the website of Thrive Philanthropy. And or you can send an email, africa@thrivephilanthropy.org. And you can still search me up on LinkedIn, Nabaasa Innocent. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook, but mainly LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram. You can easily get me, because Facebook is illegal in Uganda. I know it's
Oh,
so
Facebook
we have to
isn't,
use
yeah,
VPN.
Facebook isn't in Uganda.
Oh yes, political reasons. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, so we have to use VPN. But LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, you can get me. And if you want to connect with me directly, like, that's the best way you can connect with me. And if you want to connect directly with the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week, you can use, and the hashtag is actually displaying on your screen right now, hash Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. There you will be able to see who else is participating, who is part of this campaign in your area. You want to know which restaurants are participating. And you know what's more interesting is that we are also promoting restaurants, like, for free, you know. And I during the accelerator, I used to tell participants, I'm like, there's no restaurant that's gonna turn you down. No restaurant is gonna say, I cannot, let you in into this, you know. So it is so amazing. And if you can click on that 2023, you can see some of the restaurants that we supported and we have been promoting, you know. So you see, like, this is so amazing. And when you click on that restaurant, the link takes you directly, to that restaurant, and you can make an order. So you see, these are some
Wow.
of the, yeah. So these are some
Look,
of the restaurants. And when you look at that map of Africa and you zoom it in, those are some of the African countries that participated last year and are still participating. And whichever restaurant you click on, you definitely go to that restaurant and you can make an order. You see how we've, like, made it so easy for everyone? So if
yes.
you yeah, so if you want to go vegan, like, this is the best time to go vegan in Africa, because we have brought everything closer to you. There's now a website, where you can go and find everything. You can just, search. I have seen individuals, especially tourists that are coming to Africa, reaching out to me maybe sometime through Uganda Vegan Society, like, oh, I'm in Kampala on this and this day. Where can I eat vegan food? And I just send them that link. I'm like, all those restaurants there, you're gonna find something vegan. So reach out, please, and we're here to give you all the guidance. Like, send me that email. I can also get in touch with you on social media, and we'll give you all the guidance that you need. And what do we have? Yeah, we are still cooking. So after the Africa Vegan Restaurant Week, we'll be going for the Thrive Africa Vegan School Lunch. We're going to have accelerators. And after that, we're going to launch another Africa-wide campaign. And during the school lunch, so here we'll want to veganize school lunches. And this, I can tell you, Naija, this is like one of the most successful campaigns that we have.
Yes.
Schools are welcoming this. You know why? Because it's affordable in Africa, like it's really, really affordable. So most schools like have special meal days. And when you tell me like, no, can you go for tofu? Can you go for pumpkin soup? Can you go for mushroom soup? And they're like, I think this is better than purchasing the meat for the whole school or buying a cow for the whole school. And we're like, what is more interesting is that we have chefs and we're going to train your cooking staff so that they can make these meals more tasty. And we have also supported them and others encouraged them to grow their own food. There's a time here in Uganda, through Uganda Vegan Society, we visited some of the schools where we've been implementing the vegan school lunch campaign. I know, like we went back 3 months later to follow up, and the school had started growing their own food. They took us to their garden. They had pumpkins, they had tomatoes, they had maize, they had beans.
I love it.
Bananas. I'm like, oh my! And they were so excited to show us around because the school had acres and acres of land, and they were not utilizing the land, and they were finding it very costly to purchase food for the children. And some of the children, sometimes they were unable to provide lunch to all students because the students couldn't afford to pay. In some schools, you pay for that, especially if they're government-aided schools,
Right.
So some of those children were going hungry during lunch. Now the school has sufficient food. The food is affordable. So meaning everyone is eating. You see how veganism is changing the world?
I love it. Yes. I was just looking at all the you have a lot of pages here of the restaurants that are listed, and I was looking at the continent. I did my African ancestry, and my ancestors are in West Africa in this area. So I'm looking at the restaurants that are there. Yeah. So this is the first stop I would make. I got to find out what's going on right here.
Oh yeah. And please
what is
make
that?
Oh,
the East Africa. Oh my God, there's so many.
Yes, look at that. Look at that.
Oh my God, this is incredible. Nabaasa, I'm sending many, many blessings on another successful Africa Vegan Restaurant Week. And I pray one day soon when you're having this in September, I can go check out. I've got to start with West Africa because I got to go back to the roots of my ancestors. I want to go and try out the dishes. This is such a blessing. Such a blessing for Mother Continent. And I know you got a lot of work to do there, just like we got a lot of work to do to get through Maryland, but we're doing it together. And that's the most important thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. Folks, this is Nabaasa Innocent, Senior Co-Manager of Thrive Africa. Also heading up the Vegan Society of Uganda, doing amazing work on the Mother Continent. Thank you so much, Nabaasa. I'm going to transition into closing out what's happening for Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month here, because this is our last week. We end on the 31st. Yes.
Very exciting. How is it going?
Oh, it's going great. As a matter of fact, let me just pull up. We just had a vegan meetup, which was really good. This Sunday, the Black Veg Society, I did a kale salad cooking demo. Let me see if I can, get some information on that. I think that's the last event that we have. And then we have a couple of pop-ups. There'll be one here at our restaurant at the Land of Kush, a cookie pop-up. But it's been amazing time with the Maryland Vegan Restaurant Month. I'm going to bring up the site here just
And I
to.
hope, yeah, I hope one day I can come to Maryland and check out the land of Kush and check out those
Yes,
amazing dishes. I'm ready to make a
yes.
Maryland restaurant month.
March and August. We're in the voting phase now because I think I was talking to you and the team before that we do voting. So
Mm-hmm.
it's time for the vote for best dish, best drink, best dessert. So we're using that information to present and certify who did well during this campaign in August. No more event. We went through all the events were very successful. So it was great to hear. We had a ton of special events. I went out to most of them. And yeah, we ended with the vegan meetup at Urban Life Center, and I did a cooking demo. I showed how to make a basic kale salad, where if people wanted to add whatever number of options, vegetable options on it, they can. Just basic kale, showing how you massage the kale, make it soft, and put some dressing on it and some avocado, make it really tasty. And then yeah, really simple, and you can get your calcium, and it's a superfood.
Wow, that's great. And congratulations. Honestly, you're doing great. A whole month, and in between the months, you're giving us time to come to our webinars. Like, thank you. This is so beautiful looking at all these partners. You're doing great. And honestly, there are lots of tips and notes to pick from you. And those are the participating restaurants.
Yes,
Wow.
they got doing the same thing here. We have
Wow.
work to do throughout the state, but those are the participating restaurants. And here is where about we are in Baltimore. Let me just zoom in so you can see that. Let's see here. Yeah, right there in Baltimore. So we're right around this area.
Wow, great. This is great. This looks great, Naija.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love it. Well, until we connect again, Nabaasa, please let me know if you need anything else. Looking forward to connecting with you and the team on the
Thank
next
you.
one. Okay,
Thank you.
enjoy, stay well, stay blessed, everyone. Folks, please, whatever you do, come on out. If you're in Maryland and support a participating restaurant, this is the final week. We want you to get your votes in because, yeah, the restaurants want to know who has the best dish, the best beverage, and the best dessert. Thank you for tuning in. Naijha Speaks is a project of the Black Veg Society, and we are meeting people where they are on their journey towards holistic health, veganism, and the plant-based lifestyle. Please support us at blackvegsociety.org. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.